not even myself. Now I don't trust you and I don't trust nobody else. I don't trust my sister, don't trust my brother, don't trust my father, don't trust my mother, don't trust the baby, don't trust the man. I don't trust that doggone thing. I don't trust the judge, don't trust the police, don't trust the president, neither the priest. I don't trust the bus, I don't trust the plane. I don't trust that doggone thing. I don't trust nobody, not even myself. Well, I don't trust you, I don't trust nobody else. I've been to school many times a fool. Trying to be cool, I was always you. I don't trust nothing, not even myself. I don't trust you or nobody else. I don't trust the woman, don't trust the man. Don't trust the enemy, neither a friend. I don't trust one and I don't trust two. I don't trust even none of you. I don't trust nobody, not even myself. Well, I don't trust you and I don't trust no one else. I don't trust my son, I don't trust my daughter, don't trust the bread, don't trust the water, don't trust the fruit, don't trust the nuts. I don't trust even none of us. I don't trust nobody, not even myself. Well, I don't trust you, I don't trust nobody else.
Driscoll? Driscoll! Driscoll! Driscoll!
Over here, Erickson.
dead. Yeah, I made the switch. Now get my stuff ready. I gotta get out of here.
My God, what happened to you? You're still alive, Driscoll. You hang on, Driscoll. We'll get help for you.
Help! Somebody help!
Unpredictable and hot. That's one to set you smoldering. We played it for you today at the special request of this week's local hero, Lexington's very own fire chief, Ernie Campbell. Mr. Campbell, does that song have any special significance for you?
It's just a song my little granddaughter likes.
Ah, 451 degrees Fahrenheit, that's pretty hot.
A whole lot hotter than that.
Are you ever scared?
Hell, I'll say I'm scared. If I had a penny for every time I wet my pants at a fire, I'd be a rich man.
Sure is a novel way to put him out.
Yeah.
Well, that's the mark of a true hero, someone who's just as scared as the rest of us, but does what needs to be done anyway. Thanks again, Mr. Ernie Campbell, for joining us here today.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh. Well, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Very revealing, Mr. Campbell.
So long, everybody. Oh, hi, Carl. How you doing?
Looking good, Chief. Looking good. Everything's looking good.
Mushroom?
Yeah, pizza man. It's the pizza man. Just for you, dog.
Thank you.
So didn't I tell you that old bird would be great?
Carl, he's a very nice man. I left a good job in Atlanta to come down here and do this. I'm uncomfortable with this.
Honey, I'm giving you just what you want.
We agreed that I'd have my own show, do it my own way, try new things. When is that gonna happen?
Just give it a little more time, huh? We got that Veterans Day show coming up. You got somebody lined up for that yet?
Not yet.
So what are you waiting for?
This is Coyote's Rhythm and Blues, wrapping up another week. Wrapping up another week and another profile of one of your very own local heroes. I'd like to leave you with thoughts of Fire Chief Ernie Campbell and all those like him who never forget that at some time in everyone's life, events force us to discover just exactly what we're made of.
Morning, Bill. You're gonna catch pneumonia out here, you know.
Antifreeze. It is thoughtful of you, though, to rush home after a rough night with your mistress to make sure I don't catch a cold.
You don't suppose you could make that your last one for the day, could you? Or go inside, people talk, you know.
Oh, no, surely people aren't talking about me.
Well, I'm glad that you think it's funny, Vera. Because I don't think your daughter does, and I know that I don't. This family still has a reputation in this town, you know.
And I'd hate to tell you what it is.
There's a hawk down on the fence post. Take a look if you like. You're ruining your health, you know.
Morning, Jim. Morning.
Rochelle, hi. How are you?
Here you go. exactly what you need, teacher.
Oh, something to remind me of all the places I can't afford to go.
Let's see. Right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
I'd better learn how to swim. Let's check it out. Without a stop.
Hi, sweeties. Oh, you're all muddy, but are you for sale? Are you for sale?
Oh, are you adorable?
Oh, I love these little medals.
Who donated this?
I don't know. How much?
$15.
Oh, great.
You're not going to buy this.
Why? It's for a good cause.
What are you going to do with it?
Eat it. What do you mean I'm going to wear it?
Audrey.
Oh, come on, Rochelle. It's not going to hurt this guy if I wear his medal. He's dead. Probably been dead a long time. When did he die, anyway?
73. He was in intelligence, like Jim. Says here he died in the line of duty while stationed in San Diego. Did 2 tours in Vietnam, gets killed in San Diego.
The medal's from Vietnam?
Uh-huh.
What was his name?
Harlan Erickson.
Really? Let me see that. Survived by his father, Warren Erickson. Well, he died a few years ago. And his brother, Marshall, both of Lexington. I don't believe it. This is one of the Ericksons.
You know them?
Well, they're not friends of mine or anything, but Marshall Erickson's daughter was in my class last year. I mean, her grandparents practically built this place.
I know who he is. He comes by the station. Why would he give away something like this?
Maybe he didn't. Maybe it just got mixed up with a bunch of things he donated. You know what? This looks a little like your Jim.
I don't think so. Not at all.
Let me put you on hold a second, okay? Just a second, Ray.
I found someone for the Veteran Day show, Carl.
Okay. All right. Hey, just make it good, Dow.
If you don't want to go, you're not going.
You think it's better for her to drink herself into a stupor every day?
Oh, how sweet. He cares. He really cares.
This is pathetic. She's a babbling neurotic, and you two encourage her.
Just one damn minute. You can't talk about me like that in front of my family. If you want to start calling people names, I can think of some a hell of a lot worse than neurotic.
That's enough, Vera.
Marshall, you ever get a chance to listen to our one and only radio station?
Don't have time to listen to the radio, Chad. I got some orange groves to babysit, you know.
Yeah, well, you might want to be making some time because they got a new DJ who's doing a series on local heroes.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, I listen to her. She's French or something.
Yeah. Guess who her next local hero is?
Not Marshall.
No, not Marshall. It's Harlan.
Harlan?
Harlan.
When did you find that out?
She told me herself.
Why would she choose Harlan?
What is wrong with that?
Nothing. It's just I wondered who put her up to it, that's all. I asked Carl to clear anything having to do with the family through me, and so I'll call him in the morning.
Why didn't you just have Luther follow her, honey? He's real good at that.
That's a good idea, Vera. It's an excellent idea.
Eat your green beans.
Aquí está.
Luther, we need to get this over to the lab.
Mr. Erickson,
Yes,
do you have a moment?
certainly.
I'm Rachel Roux. You might recognize my name by the number of messages I've left for you.
I would have thought that you might have realized by now that my family and I don't really wish to participate in this profile of yours, Miss Roux. I loved my brother very much. We were close. Some people, They won't hesitate to be cruel, even to lie. Now, my brother has been dead for some time, and I prefer to let him rest in peace. You may continue to call, but we're simply not available for this, so I hope that you'll respect that.
Fidel. The wrong gate. Oka.
You're a lifesaver, Audrey.
I know, I'm too good to you. You still gonna go to the archives?
Tomorrow.
What are you looking at? Oh, that's Elise Lawler now. She's still beautiful.
She's not his type.
Oh, and you being such a close friend would know this.
He's just not the kind of person who...
Honey, he's dead. We use past tense to talk about dead people. Speaking of which, why don't we go to 3 Star?
No, I've got work to do.
When are you gonna go out and have some fun?
For the first time since Carl started this ridiculous local hero series, I'm excited about my work. There's substance to this story. People don't want me to talk about Harlan Erickson. When there's smoke, there's got to be fire.
Sit down, Mr. Driscoll.
Mr. Driscoll, there seems to be some reservation about granting your parole. Do you mind answering a few more questions?
Mr. Driscoll, you've never expressed remorse for the crimes you committed before you were incarcerated here, yet claim to be completely rehabilitated. How do you explain that?
I have a steel plate in my head. How can I say I'm sorry if I don't remember what I did?
You remember other things readily enough?
Things come and go.
Their concern is that you will not be able to function normally in society.
What happens when you forget meetings with your parole officer? Neglect to check in with the proper authorities when you travel?
I won't. I've survived in here for 17 years.
That'll be all, Mr. Driscoll. We'll inform you of our decision shortly.
Thank you.
How's you getting out? Where you going?
I don't know.
Damn. Feel kind of sorry for you, Ben. No family, no kin, no place to go. But you know something, bro? There's always a bed here if you need a place to stay. Hey, you going to this place here, man? This place you been drawing?
Livingston?
No. Man, you called it Lexington.
Oh, that's right, Lexington.
Why don't you check it out?
Yeah, well, there must be a Lexington in every state in the Union.
Not with fucking Orange Street. There's got to be California or Florida. Tell me, what you got to lose? Could be you got some folks there.
I'm gonna leave that one for you. Something to remember me by.
Yeah. You had a real thing for long.
Hey, Captain, you're my hero. Good up there, man. Hey, I'm not missing you. You be cool, man. You be cool. Good, man.
You good out there, brother?
You good, man. I said, work. Get him. Come on.
Where to?
Lexington, one way.
Okay. That's gonna be $42.50 one way, sir.
To Los Angeles?
Lexington.
What?
I heard you plain as day. You said Lexington, sir.
How far is it to Lexington?
About 160, 165 miles. I'll be glad to sell you the ticket to LA if that's what you like.
No.
Okay. Bus is gonna leave in about 20 minutes, sir, okay? Now here's your change.
Thanks.
Okay, now you enjoy your trip.
Been a long time since anyone put flowers on that one.
My mother always said time to give flowers was when people were alive.
You ain't kin?
No. Did you know Harlan Erickson?
What makes you ask?
I'm doing a radio show on local heroes, and I thought I'd feature Harlan.
Oh, well, the one you want to talk to then is Frank Kalovich. He and Harlan was real close. Two of them and Isaac Rice was always together. They used to call themselves the Wild Bunch after some movie. Frank owns a local plumbing business. And I planted Isaac on that old oak, last spring. Yeah. He had lung cancer. Mostly they just holed up in that cabin of theirs, and they hunted, and they hollered, and they drank some. But it wasn't nothing, really.
I'd like to see that cabin.
Yeah? Well, there's not much to see now. Last time I went by, it looked as if the termites was eating away at it. Why don't you ask Frank Kalovich? He'll take you there. You ask him.
What is it?
It's a branding iron. WB. It's the Wild Bunch. That's what we called ourselves. Yeah, it's kind of weird being in here. It's like being outside when the snow starts to fall on you. First, you can pick out the flakes real easy, one at a time, and then before you know it, you're covered. Well, in good times, it's Harlan and me, we spent the best years of our lives together.
Oh. Sweethearts.
It's our bank. It was Harlan's idea. I'll be.
Look at this.
Yeah, it belonged to Harlan's mom. After she died, it went to him. He kept it out here so Marshall wouldn't take it. Yeah, those two, they had some troubles after their mama died. I think he always meant for Elise to have this.
Well, then she ought to have it. Do you want to give it to her?
Oh, no, we sort of lost touch. You take it. As long as I can remember, that family has used every man, woman, and child in this town. From the time they put the first cornerstone on their first building.
You think Harlan might have changed all that?
I don't know, maybe. Well, if he hadn't stayed in the Navy.
Did he ever talk about the time he was wounded?
No, he never talked about the war.
Did you two get together that last night before he went back? See, I'd like to describe the kind of things guy does when he knows he's going to be away from his family, his home, a long time. Try to get to what goes through his head.
He and Elise were engaged by then. We still managed to get together, though. We've partied a little. Elise was working, so we went to Sacramento.
Good morning, friends out there in Radioland. This is Coyote coming to you today with a departure in our local hero series. In honor of the upcoming Veterans Day, we will be giving you a week-long account on the short but meaningful life of a young man who was mysteriously killed while working a naval intelligence operation in San Diego in 1973.
Previous address, San Quentin. I didn't know I was dealing with the next con.
But we shook hands on it. I gave you good cash money.
You don't gotta tell me that. Keys are in it. There's your pink slip.
Thanks.
Friend, let me give you some advice. Don't bother stopping here in Lexington. We got a sheriff here who don't like trouble.
Chad? Addie called me down at the Grove. Your sister's gone off again. I want you to go down to the house. I want you to take a look at the results of your coddling.
I tell you what, Marshal, maybe if you spend a little more time at home, my sister wouldn't have to go running off.
Who was that guy who just walked out of here, Spud?
His name is Driscoll. Ben Driscoll. He just got paroled.
Oh, that's good. We're entertaining convicts here in Lexington now, huh?
Now, Marshal, he's got rights just like the rest of us.
You know, Spud, I liked you better before you started believing all this public service crap. There you go. That's for you. For the benefit. Make sure that the donor list says Mr. and Mrs. Marshall Erickson.
No problem.
I didn't mean at your convenience, Chad. See you guys.
Hi, Terry.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
Come on in.
Okay.
Find a table back. I'll be
Okay,
right
great.
with you.
Thanks.
You're too pretty to be a minister's wife, huh? That's Elise Lawler. She is pretty. I need to talk to her.
How you doing, daughter?
Hi, Chad. Hi, Tommy. Converted all the sinners yet?
No, there's always a few hard cases that hold out, Audrey. When are you coming to church?
You never know. Tommy, Elise, I'd like you to meet Rochelle Rue.
Hello. Hello.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Thanks.
My wife and I have been meaning to stop by and welcome you to the community. How they treat you at the radio station?
Fine, thanks.
Well, it's time for choir practice. I hope you'll excuse me. Hope to see you at church.
I don't look exactly happy to see you, Miss Rue. The truth is, I'm not. I heard about the profile that you're doing. I mourn Harlan Erickson as long as I care to, and I really don't want to be forced to dig up painful memories.
Come on, Elise, it's been 17 years.
What do you want to know?
You and Harlan were sweethearts.
Harlan and I grew up together. We were an item before we learned to talk. All those years are just a blur.
Frank Kalovich and I found this at the cabin.
Oh. That was Harlan's mother's. I guess Vera should have it now. I could give it to her if you want.
Oh, thanks. I feel sort of responsible for it. I would appreciate if you tell her I have it, though. The Ericksons haven't been taking any of my calls.
You know everything about smoking out possums, don't you, Miss Rue? Excuse me. I've got to go.
One more thing, please. I'm curious about Harlan's last leave.
What about it?
What did you do that last night before he went back? Frank Kalovich didn't want to talk about it.
Well, Frank wasn't with Harlan that night. I had to work, so Harlan spent the night with his family.
Frank said he and Harlan went to Sacramento.
Well, maybe they did. I don't know. Look, as you can see, Miss Rue, I'm a happily married woman, and I don't want any old stories about Harlan and me changing that.
Why do you think the Ericksons gave away Harlan's Purple Heart?
They didn't. I did. When I was looking for things to donate to the bazaar, I found it, and I figured it would do more good there than gathering dust in the attic.
Didn't occur to you to give it back to his family?
Oh, come on. You must know by now how Marshall felt about his brother Harlan. Miss Rue, Audrey.
I wonder why she lied about that last night. Sounds like you were a great fan of Harlan's. Would it be possible to meet you in person? Tyler, nursing home. I'll see you then. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vera.
Come on in.
As good as I get most days.
Do you want to sit down?
Oh, no. I can't stay long. Lise called and said you had the necklace.
It's upstairs. I'll get it for you.
God, Vera, you're just as ugly then.
His name was Jim.
My type.
Elise thought you should have it.
I'm not really a bad person.
Few people are. Would you be willing to answer a few questions about Harlan while you're here?
You'd find more in your books over there. Harlan and I didn't exactly come from the same side of the tracks.
But you're married to his brother.
Marshall, he was just as much an outsider as I was. Oh, Harlan's crowd used to invite him to their parties and made room for him at the lunch table, but that was because he was Harlan's brother, not because they liked him. They thought he was a jerk. Looking back, I guess he was a jerk. He just felt more comfortable, you know, as people like me, people you could impress with his money. Look, Marshall, it's real ugly when people do things he doesn't like. Can I give you some advice? Marshall has an awful lot of clout in this town. And if he decides to muzzle you, he'll find some way to do it.
I don't like it when people try to tell me what to do. If anything, it gets me even more determined. I know there's a lot of people upset with me finding that Purple Heart, but I did. There's a story there, and I intend to dig it out. I don't give up easily.
You got a lot to learn about how things work in this town. Just watch your back. Bye.
Bye.
Vera!
You.
Vera!
What are you doing here?
Now, what are you doing here besides making my life more difficult as usual?
How did you know I was here?
Addie told me. Are you all right? Why are you doing this? I don't want you coming here. Is that understood?
Why?
Don't ask me why. Just don't come here. Now, come on.
So mean to me, you know? Harlan here has never meant to.
I don't want you talking about Harlan, either to me or to anyone else.
Don't tell me what to do. Stop it! So...
I didn't do no cooking. No, I used to sew for Mrs. Erickson. That's Harlan's mother, not the woman they call Mrs. Erickson now.
She died in 59, didn't she?
No, I always thought that Sarah Erickson died in 1960, right after they finished putting that addition on the school.
No, it was just before.
Well, I guess that you knew Sarah Erickson more than most people since you worked for her, but for the rest of us, we was lucky to get the time of day.
Well, before you go setting up Harlan as a saint, you ought to see what Bill Hayes has to say about Cindy Roper.
Who is Cindy Roper?
Cindy Roper was the town whore. Harlan used to go out with her now and again. And Bill Hayes, he used to be the sheriff. Now, if anyone's going to tell you about it, it ought to be him.
Bill Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you all for your time.
Well, if you want to talk about a real hero, let me tell you about my son. He was killed in the Tet Offensive. Yep, Jeremy Sterling, private first class.
I'll keep it in mind. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Today is the second day of my profile of Lexington's own Harlan Erickson. No one in the Erickson family has been available for an interview. Do they have something to hide?
Oh, she's not going to get away with that one.
Morning.
What'll it be?
Coffee?
Hey, Drifter, how long you plan on staying around these parts?
I don't know. Why, have I done something wrong?
Not yet.
Come on, let's go.
Just watch your step here.
So, where are you from?
Up north.
Can I get you anything else?
Scrambled eggs?
Coming up, more of the Harlan Erickson story with Coyote on KLEX-FM.
What's to say, John?
Hey, Chad, how you doing, boy?
Hey, buddy, don't work too hard,
Doing
right?
all right?
I'm fine.
Harlan's is the story of a complex man. Full name, Harlan Eugene Erickson. son of Warren and Sarah Erickson. He arrived on September 25th. If any of you out there have thoughts or memories about Harlan, I need you to share them with me. Please call me. My number is 555-6458. This story isn't just about Harlan. It's about
Morning, everyone. I thought we weren't going to listen to this.
Coming up, some more magical.
Morning, sweetheart. I'll have some coffee. Yes, thank you, Annie.
Oh, it would be nice if you'd call and say you won't be home when we expect you.
Why is it that every time I come home, you have a comment to make about where I've been or who I've been with or whatever? Addie, would you excuse us for just a moment, please? Thank you.
Addie, could you make some more coffee, please? I'm going cold turkey. It's about as much fun as committing hara-kiri. I'm very proud of you, Vera.
I am proud of you, sweetheart. I think it's wonderful. I think it's just terrific.
Can't your secretary eat a meal by herself?
Where did you find that necklace?
This?
Yeah.
I went to Rachel Rue's yesterday. She gave it to me.
Did you have something to say to her?
It's a secret.
But did you say anything to her? Did you tell her anything?
It's a secret.
Could you give me that, sweetheart? Come on, sweetheart. Give it to me.
She found it in the cabin. I just went by to get it, that's all.
I don't want you talking to Rachel Rue or to anyone about this family. Is that understood?
Don't threaten me. It's all written down.
Rachel, sweetheart, nice of you to drop by. You're on in about 5 minutes. Listen, there's a guy named Ben Driscoll sitting out in reception. Been waiting for about an hour. Says he knew Harlan Erickson.
Carl, listen, I must talk to you on
Do you
something.
realize the kind of response we're getting? I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Everybody loved this guy.
Yeah, right, that's good, maybe, but I'm finding out things that
I don't care if you find out he voted Democratic. We're starting to get some ratings here. Now, keep it up. Just if you have to reinvent the guy, now
What's
get going.
his name? Ben Driscoll.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, you're on the air.
Mr. Driscoll?
Yes?
I'm Rachel Roux.
Nice to see you.
Carl tells me you knew Harlan Erickson.
Did I say that? Well, I don't really know if I knew him or not. I was hoping you might be able to help me out.
Help you? In what way?
Sure.
Mr. Driscoll, I don't have time right now to help you with your problem. I've got to go. Really, I'm sorry. Maybe we can talk later. Let's say the 3-star around 7 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
See you there.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, my friends out there in Radioland. This is Coyote coming to you over KLEX FM 98 on your radio dial.
Hey, you. Come on. Dance with me. Come on.
I'm not much good at dancing.
Oh, come on. You just have to loosen up a little bit. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, well, give me a spin. Oh, that's good. That's good. Give me a super spin. Oh, well, that's pretty good, too. That's fine. Yeah, that's it. That's great. That was pretty good, too. Well, why don't you call me up? My number's right on the bathroom wall. I'm only kidding.
Hi.
I didn't keep you waiting.
No. I got nothing but time on my hands.
Sorry I had to be so abrupt earlier on.
Oh, that's all right. I understand you were working.
I really am interested in anything you can tell me.
Well, I've been working on these drawings, and I didn't really know what they meant until I came here. And then yesterday, I was listening to your radio show, and the name Harlan Erickson meant something to me. Hi.
Luther, get your ass out here and dance with me.
Real friendly guy.
You're just my type. Why don't we go by my house? We'll have some privacy.
Your house?
Look, this is work. I'm not on the make, and if you are, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
No, that wasn't what I was thinking.
So let's go. I like it.
These pictures weren't taken in the United States, were they?
No. I was born and grew up in Montreal, Montreal, Quebec. Then I came to this country and I met my husband, Jim, and now
Do you ever get homesick?
I'm always homesick. It's tough to go back.
I like your show. How'd you get into radio?
I started with a show in Montreal, and then an Atlanta station hired me to come down here.
Was that when you met your husband?
Yes,
How long you been married?
12 years. Then he died. Almost 4 years ago. And you, are you married?
No.
Never been?
Einstein.
What?
The name Einstein keeps popping into my head. Is there a window bench in this house that has some kind of painting or drawing on it?
Is this a joke?
If it is, the joke's on me because I feel like I've been here before.
Come with me. One of Harlan's closest friends used to live in this house, Isaac Rice. And he signed all of his yearbook autographs Einstein. Doesn't make any sense, huh? Where are you from?
Tennessee.
Well, then, you ought to talk like this.
And according to my service file, I ought to be able to play the guitar, read music, and the truth is I can't even recognize one note.
What branch of the service?
Intelligence.
Navy? Well, so was Harlan Erickson. Maybe that's where you know him from. Do you want some coffee?
Sure. I better be going.
If you'd like to come by for lunch tomorrow, you're more than welcome.
Okay. Purple Heart. Your husband was in the Navy, too? Flyer?
Mm-hmm.
You must have liked living on the edge.
We were very alike. Good night.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, it all seems very strange to me. Did you tell him about Bill Hayes?
No.
Who's Bill Hayes?
Well, he used to be sheriff here, and evidently he has some secret about Harlan Erickson.
Is there one?
Who knows? The people who were closest to him all seem to be hiding something. His own brother won't even talk to me. I'm seeing Bill Hayes right after lunch. Got an appointment.
How about if I take you there?
Sure.
Great. Well, I'll go warm up the motorcycle. Excuse me.
You're not really going to go with him, are you?
Oh, well, why not?
Oh, no. Did it ever occur to you last night, Rachel, when you were by the fire, looking into his green eyes, that this man isn't exactly a Boy Scout?
I sure hope he's not.
What if he's into some kind of weirdness?
What kind of weirdness?
What exactly do you know about him?
That I like him.
Huh.
Timing's off. What's the matter?
Audrey. She doesn't trust you.
What about you?
You tell me.
I spent the last 17 years in prison. I guess I should have told you before.
What for?
They said that it was black market ordnance, stealing things like weapons, supplies. All I remember is that I woke up in this alley and my face was all bashed in, and my hands were. They said that I burned off my fingerprints, tried to change my identity. It's just hard to believe that a man could play a guitar with hands like this. See, my whole face was reconstructed. That's why I look like this.
It's a good face.
You know, for the past 17 years, I feel like I've been living in somebody else's skin. The only thing I know about Ben Driscoll is what I read in a file.
I don't know myself any better than you know who you are. I used to think I was very independent. Jim dies. Takes me 3 years to notice that time's passing and I'm standing still. I'm here now. Cracks patched up. Not quite watertight, but functioning. You think that people like us, who have spent so much time in the shadow, the dark, could call upon the angels and get a miracle?
I could use a miracle right now.
We'll have to establish our identity ourselves. Come on.
Is that him? Mr. Hayes? Mr. Hayes?
Damn. I got a weak heart, boy.
Mr. Hayes, I'm Rachel Old. This is Ben Driscoll. Mr. Hayes, you agreed to talk to me about Harlan Erickson.
You remind me of somebody.
Mr. Hayes, what does Cindy Roper have to do with Harlan Erickson?
Well, some folks think that Harlan was with Cindy the night she was murdered.
Murdered?
Beat to death. Yeah. There's something strange about that case right out of the gate. When I first started investigating it, all we knew was that she disappeared. Folks were more than willing to talk. Then, after about a week, we found her body. This whole town just kind of went into its shell.
What do you mean?
Old man Erickson decided things had hit too close to home. One day I had 3 witnesses. The next day I didn't have any.
Did people actually see the murder?
No. I had a filling station attendant that said she waved to him from Harlan's Corvette when they went past his gas station shortly after midnight.
What about the others?
Well, there was a shop mechanic. Claimed that he was at the Red Dog. Saw Cindy get into the Corvette just about that same time.
What about the third witness?
Mr. Roper, Cindy's father. But he reversed himself. Said he couldn't remember just exactly when Cindy left home. Whole lot of memory loss going on all of a sudden. Well, come on. Let's go inside.
Wasn't there anything you could do?
Well, by the time we discovered the body, word had come that Harlan had been killed. Didn't seem to be any point in beating a dead horse, so I just let it go. Since they're all dead, except maybe for Arnie, I guess we never will know what they really saw that night. Listen, do an old man a favor, will you? If you ever do find out what happened that night, I'd like to hear about it. Now, the Harlan Erickson I knew had a quick temper, but he wasn't the kind that would strangle a girl and then leave her body out in the woods for the crows to finish off. I'm usually a pretty good judge of character. I'd like to think I didn't miss on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye. Not exactly good news, is it?
Looks like Harlan Erickson may be no better than Ben Driscoll.
He's guilty.
Yeah, he is.
Vera and Elise know something about all this that they're not telling. That's it for today, my friends. More on Harlan tomorrow. I know you're all as wrapped up in this as I am and as eager to learn more about him as I am. Until then...
keep it up, you're gonna rub the surface right off that counter, Alma.
Inspector's coming today. Here's the man bought that old cycle Kelly Myers traded in. He spent nearly the whole day here yesterday. Morning.
Morning.
Coffee?
Please.
So, how'd you make out with that Rue woman last night?
I don't know yet.
Well, keep me posted.
Irma.
I don't care what you think! When I have a problem, I pay you good money to take care of that problem, and I have a problem right now. I have a problem with the Rue woman, I have a problem with this Ben Driscoll that she hangs around with, and I have a problem with Elise.
No, I'm not doing Elise. I went to school with her.
Oh, we have a conscience now. You practically lived in this house with Harlan and I. Where was your conscience when I asked you to take care of that problem?
Killing your brother ain't the same thing as killing Elise. I hated Harlan just as much as you did.
Can I tell you something about Driscoll? Is there anything familiar about him to you? Do you remember the painting that hung over the fireplace here for so many years? Harlan painted it when he was 13. My father loved it. He spent $1,000 getting it framed. It was garbage. Ben Driscoll painted the exact same painting, sketched it in his sketchbook, exact down to the last detail in the 3-star the other morning. Now his face may be different, but I think Ben Driscoll's my brother.
You're losing it, Marshall. You're going off the deep end. I handled that problem a long time.
Don't you talk to me that way! I am telling you, you are in this deeper than I am, and don't you ever forget it! Now I have a problem, and I want that problem solved. And I want it solved now. Good night.
It's no use. I keep telling myself that God has forgiven me, and I can't believe it could be that easy.
God has forgiven you, Elise. And you're right. It's not that easy. We have to think about our position in this community. Elise.
I just want to do what's right. Hello, please, Reverend. I need to talk to you. I've told you all I can, mister.
I don't believe we've met.
Ben Driscoll.
Tommy Lawler. This is my wife, Elise. Miss Rue, I've been meaning to contact you about running a public service announcement. I don't know how these things work.
That's Carl Wilson's department. I'll have him give you a call.
Thank you.
Please.
No.
Honey, could you get that?
Excuse me.
It's important that I talk to her.
Look,
if you could just...
I know that you've spoken to my wife about your Harlan Erickson profile. I'm afraid it's no use. She just doesn't want to discuss it.
Tommy, there's been an accident. Frank is dead.
If you'll excuse us.
Nope. Nobody's here. I keep telling myself Frank's death was an accident, that talking to me wasn't the cause.
I think we ought to let go of this whole thing.
I'm not interested in giving up now. Don't you think you might be Harlan Erickson?
If I am, maybe I'll remember what it feels like to beat a girl to death.
I don't believe that.
Police are still seeking witnesses and any information that might help them identify the driver responsible for the death of Frank Kalovich, killed by a hit-and-run driver yesterday out on the old Texas road just south of Washington. The Chamber of Commerce is offering a $500
Give it to you straight.
information leading to an arrest. The search still continues.
Marshall Erickson wants his profile wrapped.
And you're going to let him tell you what to do on your own station.
I got a wife and kids.
Carl, you can't walk away from it now.
Listen, what you do on your own time is your business, but I have got to pull the show. It has got to stop. I don't know how to fight this kind of battle.
Don't worry, you won't have to. Ben Driscoll's room, please. May I leave him? Never mind. Thank you.
That's enough, Luther. I
run a respectable place around here. You and your scumbag friends get out of here. You too.
Get the hell out of here.
What happened?
Local welcoming committee. Mr. Erickson's boys don't seem to like me. I just wanted to make sure you were all right.
I'm fine.
I think I better have a talk with Mr. Erickson.
I think you better come inside. You're in no shape to go anywhere. What did you think you could do to help me in this shape?
Bleed on you?
Oh, no, don't do that. Oh. Sorry.
It's okay.
Looks like it fits.
Yeah, it's okay.
About last night.
Don't have to worry about me. No strings, right?
Right. No strings.
That's what you want, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I want.
I gotta go over to the Erickson house.
Oh, that's good, because I've got a few things to say to him myself.
You're out of this. You are staying here.
Let's get something straight. I don't just curl up and hide because things get a little rough.
Rachel, you're not going.
Well, unless you intend to forcibly keep me here, I most certainly am.
Mr. Erickson? Mr. Erickson? Mr. Erickson?
Do you recognize this room?
We better go.
Now I can look the other way when the next con gets a few lumps. This business with Frank Kalovich and Bill Hayes is something different. And I intend to make sure that the guilty party pays.
Well, that's good, Spud. That's excellent. Sometimes you gotta put your foot down.
Now, I've been checking on this Driscoll character at the prison, and they tell me that you called up there. Seems to me that you have an uncommon interest in them yourself. What does that mean? You know, Chad and me have been trying to put 2 and 2 together about it. And we're starting to come up 4. Did you send Luther out to the house?
Sometimes I wonder if you and Chad together could add 1 and 1. I've been doing some figuring myself, Spud. Doesn't seem peculiar to you that Driscoll and the Rue woman teamed up so fast? Why'd they go up to see Bill Hayes in the first place? So before you go pointing your finger in the Ericksons' direction, which is the direction that everybody seems to point the finger in this town, you better do some checking up on them.
Well, I'll pull him in for questioning. You get this straight, Marshal. A good lawman can see dirt on a man other people can't. You think about it. You know what I mean?
Said I lied to you back there. I've been in that house before.
I think you're Harlan Erickson.
If I am Harlan Erickson, that means I'm a killer.
I don't believe that. You're whomever you became during those 17 years in prison. That's you. I want you. Elise, she knows what happened that night. We've got to convince her to tell us.
Miss Rue, we have nothing to say to you. Leave us alone.
Please let us in. Open the door, Tommy.
Elise.
Open the door.
Tell us the truth, Elise. You know what happened.
Elise, please. You don't have to do this.
Yes, I do. Frank's dead. We can't lie anymore. Frank lied to protect me. He'd been doing that for us for years. We were just so afraid of being dragged through the mud.
Honey, please.
Harlan and I were engaged. I wanted to finish college. So there didn't seem to be any immediacy about getting married. Unfortunately, we didn't wait for everything. I got pregnant, and I didn't want the baby. That last night that I saw Harlan, we had this terrible argument.
Elise, please, it's my baby too.
Oh, I told you I'm not ready, Harlan. I don't want to be like every other woman in this town. You promised me. Now are you going back on your promise? If I go after college, if I don't finish college, I'm never gonna...
Sweetheart. Heart of my heart.
Oh my God.
I was with you that night.
Harlan.
Then I went with Frank. Marshall in my car.
Wait!
Please, let me have your car. And please, call the sheriff. We're going to the Erickson's house.
Come on, get out! Come on out! Come on! Get out of there! I said get out! Get out! Get out!
Hello, brother. No, that's the brother I remember.
What do you want?
I want to know why you left me for dead 17 years ago. Why I had to spend the best part of my life in prison.
You're Ben Driscoll. You're not my brother. My brother's dead.
Oh, yes. I am your brother. And you know it. I'm Harlan. The face may be different, but look in the eyes.
You want a chunk of all this? Is that it? You want a chunk of all this? You don't start spending your inheritance, my friend, until you come up with a good alibi for the night Cindy Roper was murdered.
I didn't kill Cindy Roper. I wasn't there. I remember everything that happened that night.
How convenient. Apparently you remember only those things that you want to remember. I checked with the authorities. You don't remember anything. So why would anybody believe you?
Why do you hate me so much?
I was born to hate you, Mr. Great Athlete, Mr. Perfect Son. Well, they didn't think you were so perfect when they found Cindy Roper's body, did they? Funny. All the clues seem to point to you. Well, Dad's dead now. I have the money, and I have the power. Believe me, there's no way. I'm gonna let you come back to life and take it all.
Then you'll have to kill me.
You wanna bet?
I've always loved family reunions.
This doesn't concern you, Vera.
Harlan, we all thought you were dead. You thought you killed your own brother, didn't you? Well, here he is. You are such a screw-up, Marshall. Shut up! Is that what happened to Cindy, too?
You shut up.
You be careful. It's all written down.
Stay out of the way.
I know who killed Cindy all along.
Shut up, Vera!
No, I was waitressing at the Red Dog that night. Luther had come in with Cindy. And they had an argument, so they left. Marshall picked her up outside. He was driving your car. But I saw him open the door. When she was found dead, I knew what happened.
Why are you laughing?
Don't laugh at me! Don't laugh at me! Don't laugh at me! Don't laugh at me! Shut up, Vera!
He was just so petrified. And I gave him a way out. Blame it on Harlan, I said. And he did. And I got what I wanted. Now somebody needed me. They stopped laughing. I became Mrs. Erickson. Good. Maybe that's why I helped you. Did Cindy laugh at you? Is that why you killed her?
Because she was a slut! She got what she deserved!
Because you couldn't perform. You bastard!
It's all over, brother.
You better shoot me. I'll never make it in prison.
I'm sure you'll find a way.
Drop the gun! Drop it! Where's my sister?
Inside.
Just want to let you know, Marshal, I did like you said. I did some real investigating into the death of Frank and old Bill Hayes. The two boys that helped Luther out to do your dirty business. They sang like mountain dews.
Good morning, my friends out there in Radioland. This is Coyote, coming to you today with my resolution on Harlan Erickson's profile. From what I've learned from all of you and from my research, Harlan was a real loss to this community. But I realized while I was doing his story that we're all heroes in a sense. We all endure. And that, as Alice Childress says, a hero ain't nothing but a sandwich. You've been a wonderful audience. We've explored good music together, but it is time for me to move on. So with this in mind, I'm saying goodbye to you and to Harlan. With a piece, I'm told, he asked his sweetheart to play whenever she was lonely and longing for him to be here. This one's for you, Harlan.
El señor Sergio del Prado pregunta, en mi país, 1 billón es 1 millón de millones. Escucho que aquí hay billonarios. Yo no puedo creer que sea posible. En Gran Bretaña, como en su país, 1 billón es 1 millón de millones. En Estados Unidos es solamente 1,000 millones, así que es más fácil ser billonario. La señora Felicia Galarza pregunta, ¿hay alguna diferencia entre small y tiny? Small es algo pequeño y tiny es pequeñito o chiquito y se usa generalmente expresando simpatía. Se usa también la palabra little para decir pequeño. Esta realmente significa poco. La señora Emma Torres pregunta, sé que Navidad es Christmas, pero ¿qué es Xmas? Xmas es una abreviatura de Christmas, Navidad. La X en inglés también se llama crisscross. Originalmente, Cruz de Cristo. Por esto ponen la X en vez de escribir Christ. Es un uso informal.
Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty.
Estados Unidos de Norteamérica, tierra de inmigrantes. La nación más poderosa de la tierra le abre sus brazos si usted tiene el sincero deseo de integrarse a ella, si está dispuesto a aprender cómo funciona esta extraordinaria democracia admirada por todo el mundo. ¿Qué significa ser ciudadano? Ser ciudadano es poder participar en el sistema político que ha hecho grande a esta gran nación. Ser parte de un jurado, poder aspirar a un cargo en el gobierno o a una posición solo reservada para norteamericanos, poder elegir y ser elegido. Ser ciudadano significa tener un pasaporte bienvenido y respetado por países del mundo entero y sentirse protegido en América y en cualquier rincón de la tierra por el poderío y el prestigio del gobierno de los Estados Unidos. Ser ciudadano de los Estados Unidos significa también poder solicitar la compañía de nuestros seres queridos y compartir esta tierra generosa construida por inmigrantes como usted. Este curso de Historia y Gobierno americano le ayudará a aprobar el paso final de este trascendente proceso, el examen de ciudadanía del Servicio de Inmigración y Naturalización. Le deseamos que disfrute mientras aprende sobre la soberbia maquinaria política y la interesante historia de Estados Unidos.
What are the colors of our flag?
¿Cuáles son los colores de nuestra bandera?
Red, white, and blue.
Rojo, blanco y azul.
How many stars are there in our flag?
¿Cuántas estrellas hay en nuestra bandera?
50.
50.
What color are the stars in our flag?
¿De qué color son las estrellas de nuestra bandera?
White.
Blancas.
What do the stars in the flag mean?
¿Qué significan las estrellas de la bandera?
One for each state in the Union.
Una por cada estado de la Unión.
How many stripes are there in the flag?
¿Cuántas franjas hay en la bandera?
13.
13.
What colors are the stripes in the U.S. flag?
¿De qué color son las franjas de la bandera de los Estados Unidos?
Red and white.
Rojas y blancas.
What do the stripes in the flag mean?
¿Qué significan las franjas de la bandera?
They represent the 13 original states.
Representan los 13 estados originales.
How many states are there in the Union?
¿Cuántos estados hay en la Unión?
50.
50.
What is the 4th of July?
¿Qué es el 4 de julio?
Independence Day.
El Día de la Independencia.
What date is U.S. Independence Day?
¿Cuál es la fecha del Día de la Independencia de los Estados Unidos?
July 4th, 1776.
El 4 de julio de 1776.
From what country did the United States win independence?
¿De qué país ganaron la independencia? ¿Los Estados Unidos?
England or the United Kingdom?
¿De Inglaterra o el Reino Unido?
What country did we fight during the Revolutionary War?
¿Contra qué país combatimos durante la Guerra de Independencia?
England or the United Kingdom?
¿Inglaterra o el Reino Unido?
Who was the first president of the United States?
¿Quién fue el primer presidente de los Estados Unidos?
George Washington.
George Washington.
Who is the president of the United States today?
¿Quién es el presidente de los Estados Unidos hoy?
Name the current president.
Diga el nombre del presidente actual.
Who is the vice president of the United States today?
¿Quién es el vicepresidente de los Estados Unidos hoy?
Name the current vice president.
Diga el nombre del vicepresidente actual.
Who elects the president of the United States?
¿Quién elige al presidente de los Estados Unidos?
The Electoral College.
El colegio electoral.
Who becomes president of the United States if the president dies?
¿Quién se convierte en presidente de los Estados Unidos si el presidente muere?
The vice president.
El vicepresidente.
For how long do we elect the president?
¿Por cuánto tiempo elegimos al presidente?
Each term is 4 years.
Cada período es de 4 años.
What is the Constitution?
¿Qué es la Constitución?
The supreme law of the land.
La ley suprema del país.
Can the Constitution be changed?
¿Puede cambiarse la Constitución?
Yes, by amendment.
Sí, con una enmienda.
What do we call a change to the Constitution?
¿Cómo llamamos a un cambio en la Constitución?
An amendment.
Una enmienda.
How many changes or amendments have been made to the Constitution?
¿Cuántos cambios o enmiendas se han hecho en la Constitución?
27.
27.
How many branches does the United States government have?
¿Cuántas ramas tiene el gobierno de los Estados Unidos?
3.
3.
What are the 3 branches of the United States government?
¿Cuáles son las 3 ramas del gobierno de los Estados Unidos?
Legislative, executive, and judicial.
Legislativa, ejecutiva y judicial.
What is the legislative branch of the United States government?
¿Cuál es la rama legislativa del gobierno de los Estados Unidos?
Congress.
El Congreso.
Who makes the laws for the United States?
¿Quién hace las leyes en los Estados Unidos?
Congress.
El Congreso.
What is Congress?
¿Qué es el Congreso?
The Senate and the House of Representatives.
El Senado y la Cámara de Representantes.
What are the duties of Congress?
¿Cuáles son las responsabilidades del Congreso?
To make laws.
Hacer leyes.
Who elects Congress?
¿Quién elige al Congreso?
The people.
El pueblo.
How many senators are there in the United States Congress?
¿Cuántos senadores hay en el Congreso de los Estados Unidos?
100.
100.
Name the 2 U.S. senators from your state.
Diga el nombre de los 2 senadores de su estado.
Name your current senators.
Diga el nombre de los senadores actuales.
For how long do we elect each senator?
¿Por cuánto tiempo elegimos a cada senador?
Each term is 6 years.
Cada período es de 6 años.
How many representatives are there in Congress?
¿Cuántos representantes hay en el Congreso?
435.
435.
For how long do we elect representatives?
¿Por cuánto tiempo elegimos a los representantes?
Each term is 2 years.
Cada período es de 2 años.
Who is the head of the executive branch of the U.S. government?
¿Quién es el jefe de la rama ejecutiva del gobierno de los Estados Unidos?
The president.
El presidente.
What is the judicial branch of the United States government?
¿Cuál es la rama judicial del gobierno de los Estados Unidos?
The Supreme Court.
La Corte Suprema.
What are the duties of the U.S. Supreme Court?
¿Cuáles son las responsabilidades de la Corte Suprema de los Estados Unidos?
To interpret laws.
Interpretar leyes.
What is the supreme law of the United States?
¿Cuál es la ley suprema de los Estados Unidos?
The Constitution.
La Constitución.
What is the Bill of Rights?
¿Qué es la Declaración de Derechos?
The first 10 amendments of the Constitution.
Las 10 primeras enmiendas de la Constitución.
What is the capital of your state?
¿Cuál es la capital del estado donde usted reside?
Name the capital of your state.
Diga el nombre de la capital de su estado.
Alabama, Montgomery. Alaska, Juneau. Arizona, Phoenix. Arkansas, Little Rock. California, Sacramento. Colorado, Denver. Connecticut, Hartford. Delaware, Dover. Florida, Tallahassee. Georgia, Atlanta. Hawaii, Honolulu. Idaho, Boise. Illinois, Springfield. Indiana, Indianapolis. Iowa, Des Moines. Kansas, Topeka. Kentucky, Frankfort. Louisiana, Baton Rouge. Maine, Augusta. Maryland, Annapolis. Massachusetts, Boston. Michigan, Lansing. Minnesota, St. Paul. Mississippi, Jackson. Missouri, Jefferson City. Montana, Helena. Nebraska, Lincoln. Nevada, Carson City. New Hampshire, Concord. New Jersey, Trenton. New Mexico, Santa Fe. New York, Albany. North Carolina, Raleigh. North Dakota, Bismarck. Ohio, Columbus. Oklahoma, Oklahoma City. Oregon, Salem. Pennsylvania, Harrisburg. Rhode Island, Providence. South Carolina, Columbia. South Dakota, Pierre. Tennessee, Nashville. Texas, Austin. Utah, Salt Lake City. Vermont, Montpelier. Virginia, Richmond. Washington, Olympia. West Virginia, Charleston. Wisconsin, Madison. Wyoming, Cheyenne. Who is the current governor of your state?
¿Quién es el gobernador actual de su estado?
Name your current governor.
Diga el nombre de su gobernador actual.
If both the president and the vice president die, who becomes president?
Si el presidente y el vicepresidente mueren, ¿quién se convierte en presidente?
The Speaker of the House.
El presidente de la Cámara.
Who is the current Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court?
¿Quién es el magistrado en jefe actual de la Corte Suprema de los Estados Unidos?
William Rehnquist.
William Rehnquist.
Name the 13 original states.
Diga el nombre de los 13 estados originales.
Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Virginia. Who said, "Give me liberty or give me death"?
¿Quién dijo, denme libertad o denme muerte?
Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry.
Which countries were our enemies during World War II?
¿Qué países fueron nuestros enemigos durante la Segunda Guerra Mundial?
Germany, Italy, and Japan.
Alemania, Italia y Japón.
What are the 49th and 50th states of the Union?
¿Cuáles son los estados número 49 y 50 de la Unión?
Alaska, and Hawaii.
Alaska y Hawái.
How many terms can a president serve?
¿Durante cuántos períodos puede ser alguien presidente?
2.
2.
Who was Martin Luther King Jr.?
¿Quién fue Martin Luther King, hijo?
A civil rights leader.
Un líder de los derechos civiles.
Who is usually the head of local city government?
¿Quién encabeza el gobierno local de la ciudad?
The mayor.
El alcalde.
What are the eligibility requirements to be president?
¿Cuáles son los requisitos de elegibilidad para ser presidente?
Native born, at least 35 years old, and lived in the U.S. during the past 14 years.
Nacido en los Estados Unidos, de 35 años de edad por lo menos, y residente en los Estados Unidos durante los últimos 14 años.
Why are there 100 senators in the Senate?
¿Por qué hay 100 senadores en el Senado?
Because there are 2 from each state.
Porque hay 2 por cada estado.
Who nominates the U.S. Supreme Court justices?
¿Quién nomina a los magistrados de la Corte Suprema de los Estados Unidos?
They are nominated by the president.
Los nomina el presidente.
How many Supreme Court justices are there?
¿Cuántos son los magistrados de la Corte Suprema de los Estados Unidos?
9.
9.
Why did the Pilgrims come to America?
¿Por qué vinieron los colonos a América?
For religious freedom.
Por la libertad de religión.
What is the chief executive of a state called?
¿Cómo se llama el jefe ejecutivo de un estado?
Governor.
Gobernador.
What is the chief executive of a city usually called?
¿Cómo se suele llamar el jefe ejecutivo de una ciudad?
Mayor.
Alcalde.
What holiday was started by American colonists?
¿Qué día festivo iniciaron los colonizadores americanos?
Thanksgiving.
El Día de Acción de Gracias.
Who was the main author of the Declaration of Independence?
¿Quién fue el escritor principal de la Declaración de Independencia?
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
When was the Declaration of Independence adopted?
¿Cuándo fue adoptada la Declaración de Independencia?
July 4th, 1776.
El 4 de julio de 1776.
What is the basic belief of the Declaration of Independence?
¿Cuál es el principio básico de la Declaración de Independencia?
That all men are created equal.
Que todos los hombres han sido creados iguales.
What is the national anthem of the United States?
¿Cuál es el himno nacional de los Estados Unidos?
The Star-Spangled Banner.
La bandera estrellada.
Who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner?
¿Quién escribió la bandera estrellada?
Francis Scott Key.
Francis Scott Key.
Where does freedom of speech come from?
¿De dónde viene la libertad de expresión?
From the Bill of Rights.
De la Declaración de Derechos.
What is the minimum voting age in the United States?
¿Cuál es la edad mínima para votar en los Estados Unidos?
18.
18.
Who signs U.S. bills into law?
¿Quién firma los proyectos de ley de los Estados Unidos convirtiéndolos en ley?
The President.
El presidente.
What is the highest court in the United States?
¿Cuál es la Corte Superior de los Estados Unidos?
The United States Supreme Court.
La Corte Suprema de los Estados Unidos.
Who was president during the Civil War?
¿Quién fue presidente durante la Guerra Civil?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
What did the Emancipation Proclamation do?
¿Qué hizo la Proclamación de Emancipación?
It freed many slaves.
Liberó a muchos esclavos.
What special group advises the president?
¿Qué grupo especial aconseja al presidente?
The cabinet.
El gabinete.
Which president is called the father of our country?
¿Qué presidente es llamado el padre de la patria?
George Washington.
George Washington.
What INS form is used to apply to become a naturalized citizen?
¿Cuál es el formulario utilizado al solicitar la ciudadanía?
The form N-400.
El formulario N-400.
Who helped the Pilgrims in America?
¿Quién ayudó a los colonos en América?
Native Americans, or American Indians.
Los nativos americanos o indios americanos.
The first Pilgrims sailed to America in what ship?
¿En qué barco navegaron los primeros colonos a América?
The Mayflower.
El Mayflower.
What were the 13 original states of the U.S. called?
¿Cómo se llamaban los 13 estados originales de los Estados Unidos?
The colonies.
Las colonias.
What is the First Amendment to the Constitution?
¿Cuál es la primera enmienda a la Constitución?
Freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of religion, the right to assemble peaceably, the right to petition the government to set right something that was wrongly done.
Libertad de expresión, libertad de prensa, libertad de religión, el derecho de reunirse en paz, el derecho de pedir al gobierno que repare algo que se hizo injustamente.
Who has the power to declare war?
¿Quién tiene el poder de declarar la guerra?
Congress.
El Congreso.
What kind of government does the United States have?
¿Qué tipo de gobierno tienen los Estados Unidos?
A republic.
Una república.
Which president freed the slaves?
¿Qué presidente liberó a los esclavos?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
In what year was the Constitution written?
¿En qué año se escribió la Constitución?
1787.
En 1787.
What are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution called?
¿Cómo se llaman las 10 primeras enmiendas a la Constitución?
The Bill of Rights.
La Declaración de Derechos.
Name one purpose of the United Nations.
Nombre un propósito de las Naciones Unidas.
To provide aid to the nations and help solve their problems.
Proveer ayuda a las naciones y ayudarlas a resolver sus problemas.
Where does Congress meet?
¿Dónde se reúne el Congreso?
At the Capitol, in Washington, D.C.
En el Capitolio, en Washington, D.C.
Whose rights are guaranteed by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights?
¿Los derechos de quién están protegidos por la Constitución y la Declaración de Derechos?
Citizens and non-citizens living in the United States.
Los derechos de todos, ciudadanos y no ciudadanos que viven en los Estados Unidos.
What is the introduction to the Constitution called?
¿Cómo se llama la introducción a la Constitución?
The preamble.
El preámbulo.
What are some benefits of U.S. citizenship?
¿Cuáles son algunos de los beneficios de la ciudadanía de los Estados Unidos?
Federal jobs, a U.S. passport, the right to petition for relatives.
Empleos federales, un pasaporte de los Estados Unidos, el derecho de solicitar la residencia de familiares.
What is the most important right granted to U.S. citizens?
¿Cuál es el derecho más importante que se otorga a los ciudadanos de los Estados Unidos?
The right to vote.
El derecho al voto.
What is the U.S. Capitol?
¿Qué es el Capitolio de los Estados Unidos?
The place where Congress meets.
El lugar donde se reúne el Congreso.
What is the White House?
¿Qué es la Casa Blanca?
The president's official home.
La residencia oficial del presidente.
Where is the White House located?
¿Dónde está ubicada la Casa Blanca?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
What is the name of the president's official home?
¿Cuál es el nombre de la residencia oficial del presidente?
The White House.
La Casa Blanca.
What are the main First Amendment rights?
¿Cuáles son los derechos principales de la primera enmienda?
Freedom of speech, press, religion, and assembly.
Libertad de expresión, de prensa, de religión y de reunión.
Who is the Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military?
¿Quién es el comandante en jefe de las Fuerzas Armadas de los Estados Unidos?
The President.
El presidente.
Who was the first Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military?
¿Quién fue el primer comandante en jefe de las Fuerzas Armadas de los Estados Unidos?
George Washington.
George Washington.
In what month do we vote for the President?
¿En qué mes votamos por el presidente?
November.
En noviembre.
In what month is the new President inaugurated?
¿En qué mes toma posesión de su cargo el nuevo presidente?
January.
En enero.
How many times can a congressman be re-elected?
¿Cuántas veces puede ser reelegido un congresista?
There is no limit.
No hay límite.
How many times can a senator be re-elected?
¿Cuántas veces puede ser reelegido un senador?
There is no limit.
No hay límite.
What are the two major political parties in the U.S.?
¿Cuáles son los dos partidos políticos principales en los Estados Unidos?
Republicans and Democrats.
El Partido Republicano y el Partido Demócrata.
How many states are there in the United States?
¿Cuántos estados hay en los Estados Unidos?
50.
50.